Cygnus into what is called an installation position, so that its so-called passive common berthing mechanism is perfectly aligned with the active common berthing mechanism on the Earth-facing port of the Harmony module of the International Space Station. She will maneuver it into what's known as the RTLs are ready position, that is the ready to latch position, at which point flight engineer Reid Wiseman aboard the International Space Station will take over the rest of the activity from a laptop computer to issue commands to begin the bolting of Cygnus into place. The bolting executed by a series of 16 bolts, 4 gangs of 4 bolts apiece, to secure our Earth-facing port of Harmony for the next 4 weeks. Cygnus's approach has been without complication. No issues associated with any of Cygnus's rendezvous burns whatsoever. Its engine firings have been
I have no idea where Cygnus is there. Oh fuck. I need to refresh this.
given Emily Nelson the green light around the neighborhood of the International Space Station. Once inside that sphere, the control of Cygnus operations is handed over to the crew on board the International Space Station, working from a hardware control panel where they can issue commands to Cygnus for either a hold in its approach or an abort of its approach if a problem should crop up in the final phase of the rendezvous for grapple.
Yes. I'm recording, you know, yeah? What do you mean?
Cygnus and ISS
No, that DVD drive doesn't work.
Inside the keep out sphere.
Yes.
Expect departure shortly.
Well, there's a Cygnus logo. I love how you're looking in a completely wrong place.
At the Orbital Sciences Flight Control Room in Dulles, Virginia, the command is being issued to reinitiate Cygnus's approach inside the so-called keep-out sphere to move to a final hold point of just 30 meters or 98 feet away from the International Space Station. And Cygnus has reinitiated its approach.
Station Houston, Cygnus has resumed approach to 30 meters. You are go for HCP command checkout. That's step 3 in 102.
Step 3 in 102 in work.
The HCP, referred to in that acronym by spacecraft communicator Katie Coleman, is the hardware control panel that the crew has at its disposal in the cupola, available for the issuance of either hold or abort commands if required. However, Cygnus' systems continue to perform in perfect shape, and Cygnus now slowly inching its way up the radial vector, or the R-bar,
don't install
towards
that.
the grapple position just 30 feet away from the International Space Station.
Because you need to install Steam and all that stuff, and I already installed onto this one, so it won't work.
Copy. Hold arm is confirmed. You are go for the disarm command. That's step 4 in 1102.
Is there somewhere?
Step 4 in work.
And Alexander Gerst acknowledging Capcom Katie Coleman here in Mission Control as he completes his checkout of the various commanding paths from the hardware control panel to Cygnus in the event that should become necessary. However, Cygnus' systems continue to perform by the book.
Houston, station on 2, hold command is disarmed.
Copy. We see the same.
Okay, so everything is good here. You're not allowed to install anything onto that. And that's not
Houston,
installed.
HTTP checkout, command checkout is confirmed, successful. You are go for approach monitoring from 250 meters. That's step 5, 1102.
No, because there's nothing in, no games installed on
1102,
that.
step 5 in work.
So I can't play anything.
Unless it's on the internet. Well, you could play SH4.
The International Space Station and
That's the
the
only thing you
Cygnus
can
craft now less than 400 feet apart from one another.
Oh,
Are
400
flying
feet apart.
in an orbit from southwest to northeast, tilted 51.6 degrees to either side of the equator, moving to the northeast of New Zealand over the South Pacific. Capture is scheduled less than 53 minutes from now
Yes, so
at
53 minutes
5:39
until
a.m. Central
capture.
Time, 6:39 a.m. Eastern Time. The rendezvous profile developed by Orbital Sciences is specifically designed so that the capture occurs in daylight for the maximum visibility available to Expedition 40 Commander Steve Swanson as he carefully maneuvers the Canadarm2 towards its grapple point towards Cygnus and a grapple fixture on the cargo craft.
It's something. So yeah, you heard that. The fire is streaming through the atmosphere, so it's being burned.
Houston, station on 2, for Cygnus.
Go ahead, Alex.
Hey, Katie, are we go to Zoom and Panic for giving you a good block Bravo here?
Affirmative, Alex.
Thank you, in work.
Cygnus continues a slow and methodical approach up the radial vector. There you can see some of the strobe lights on the
Oh,
cargo
cool.
craft,
Tyke, check it out. That's the
within which
Cygnus.
house
Tyke.
3,300
Cygnus.
pounds of
Cygnus.
supplies,
Cygnus.
spare parts, and science experiments that will be unloaded by the crew over the next several days. Cygnus scheduled to remain at the International Space Station until August 15th.
Until the 15th. Cygnus
There will be one more hold point coming up at about 10 minutes after 5 Central Time. That will be the 30-meter hold point arrival, putting Cygnus just 98 feet away from the International Space Station for a final series of systems checks by the Cygnus flight control team in Dulles, Virginia.
2 for block Bravo.
We're ready for Brock Bravo.
The vehicle is all centered up for block Bravo in camera view 9. However, in camera 3, we are with the actual vehicle with the aft flight tracking light, about one vehicle with port of the outline.
Order 3.
Houston, copy.
I'm
That's
just
an
doing
acceptable
re-entry.
offset, and we'll expect it
Basically
to
burn
converge
off.
on the way up the R bar.
Station copies, and we'll keep an eye on that.
Alexander Gerst reporting the alignment